Hi everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Science with Dr. Tay. Today's experiment is called Rainbow Flowers. Can you guess what we're going to do? I bet you can. Well, let's get started. To do this experiment, you'll need the following supplies: mini vases or vases, or clear cups. They can be disposable, they can be bowls from the kitchen, whatever, but making sure they're clear would be great in teaching the kids how to see the actual absorption that occurs. Something to mix, white flowers of some sort, any kind, and food coloring. The learning principles of today are xylem and the absorption of nutrients within plants, controls within an experiment, and variables within an experiment. The first part of this experiment, you'll need to put water within whatever container you use for your flowers. I'm doing 4 different containers. I have equal amounts of water in each. I've chosen clear vases, and this is what I'm gonna use for all different sets of my flowers. The purpose of this experiment is to look at the absorption of nutrients within plants. One big part of this is the xylem. The xylem is tissue of a plant that basically absorbs the nutrients through the plant and feeds it to the remaining parts of the plant. It could be the stem, the leaves, or whatever else. We're gonna look at that absorption while creating a color to identify what we have done and what we're actually looking at. To do this, we're going to add food coloring into the water in which we're gonna put the flowers in later on. First color I'm gonna use is blue, and you wanna make sure it's dark enough where the color will stand out within your water. Second one I'm gonna do is red. And the third one I'm going to do is green. Now, the next learning principle is a control within your experiment. Every scientist that does an experiment makes sure they have something they can compare whatever they're changing, whatever's going on within their experiment, to something that's set up as a standard. We're gonna leave this vase without coloring to make sure we can compare it to all the vases that have the food coloring in it. If necessary, go ahead and mix your food coloring. Now, at the end, I have blue, red, green, and clear water in which I'm gonna put my flowers in. These different colors are my variables in this experiment. What is a variable? Well, a variable is something that changes or is altered within your experiment. It's the thing that you're testing, the change that you're trying to examine or observe within that actual experiment. So we're going to observe whatever happens when we put the food coloring in the water as our plant grows. Next, we're going to add our plants into each water vase. And over the period of the next few days, I'm going to document what happens with these plants, and we'll see what happens at the end. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Tay coming to you from my kitchen on day 1, the complete day of our rainbow flower project. And I just wanted to show the progress and whether or not any of the flowers have changed color. And so far, they haven't. As you can see, the flowers are still the same color, except for maybe the flower in the red water. As you can see when you get closer, some parts of the petals are turning red. So it'd be neat to see what else happens. So far, none of the other ones have any coloring. We'll keep track of it. This is only a complete 24 hours. I'll give you another update on day 2. It is day 2, or a complete 48 hours, and still a clear water. There's no coloring going on, but the green water, the flowers are turning green. Red water, a lot more red in the flowers than before. And the blue water, the flowers are turning blue. I'll be back with the next update. Hi everyone, it's Dr. Tay back on Kitchen Science with our day 3 update on our rainbow flower experiment. And as you can see, our flowers have changed colors, and it's so evident on this day. And I wanted to make sure I stopped our experiment here to show you my final results and allow you to go ahead and get started with your own fun at home. So look, the water where I did not add any food coloring, the flowers are still white. When I add green food coloring, the petals of the flower have turned green. Red food coloring changed this flower red, or pinkish, shall I say. And then the blue food coloring has changed this flower to have blue petals. And as a reminder, this is to show you how the nutrients are soaked into the flower to make sure they're spread throughout the whole flower or the whole plant so it could grow properly. So we basically just manipulated the water by adding food coloring to it, and we're now able to see how the nutrients are spread throughout this plant by seeing where the food coloring lands. So not only does it end up in the petals, but if you get a closer look, it also ends up in some of the stems and the leaves. That's so cool. Well, this ends this episode of Kitchen Science with Dr. Tay. Come join me next time so we can have more fun through science.